Welcome back once again to the wonderful world of the Planet Crafter. Today's episode, automation and clearing of stuff that's a bit of an eyesore that I no longer need around here. Now, after I had a little fiddle around with the autocrafter and found some ways in which I was stupid, so, you know, if you got 2 vaccine shots in a single day, don't try to use your brain. It does not work. This was my test and I wanted this to produce mutagen, and I thought that was close enough to the methane collector back there. But I got it confused with the seed spreader, and so I was, yeah, it doesn't work. Now, biggest problem with the autocrafter is algae. It can collect algae from the world. In fact, you can just, you know, collect a few algae and drop it in front of it, and it takes it off you and starts crafting. However, as far as I know, I'm not sure if it has been patched or not, the grabbing range of the autocrafter is smaller than the possible growing range around a algae. So over time, more and more algae spawns outside of the range of the autocrafter, and the center just becomes empty and he can craft no longer. Now, my solution to this is probably go closer to the edge, reduce the possible way in which it can grow to a narrower field so it can grab it. Also, in terms of location, this is one of the best crafting locations you can have because there's not much in the way. It's pretty flat and you can go slightly into the water, everything honky-dory. However, I don't want to industrialize my nice little starting lake. This area, or this one, I don't want. The backside's not that useful, so I had a little trip around looking at where I could build my base. So I had a look-see. I was looking down there and seeing everything high and with the windfall. I didn't think it was. Didn't think so. This here, nope. And then I thought, well, maybe here. However, as soon as you zoom in, you find out that they are surrounded by big rocks that don't allow you to build. Which leaves one final location, and that's where I have started to set up. I put down automation, a transporter, and it's by the Stargate. Gives me also a nice flat entrance to the water, and I think if I plunk down my algae around here, it shouldn't have too much way to grow, and if I have a autocrafter, maybe do it 1 block inside and have it surrounded, it should always get what it needs. And since we also have now air to breathe, all I need here is a little bit of food. Get some in my pocket. The tier 3 drills, they drill everything wherever you place them. They are just magic ore generators. They drill for what you want and where you want it. So, one more piece of freedom. The autocrafter can also pull direct from those, and yeah, you gotta fiddle around, maybe build 1 or 2 extra, like if you wanted to automate, let's say, the super alloy rod. You have, I think it's 2 aluminium, no, it's 1 aluminium to 8 super alloys. If you really want to be over the top, you just build 9 extractors, 1 making aluminium, 8 making super alloys, and then let them jump away. And then you can, on the side of, let's imagine this is a autocrafter, you can on the side just have a small storage chest so you can put something in, because I think the autocrafter has a maximum of 6 or 7 items it can store in its internal inventory. More look-see, there's one over here. It can have 8. So if you want more than 8, you gotta upload a little bit. Everything that needs power needs to stay either inside of a habitat or it needs to be placed on a foundation. Now with breathable atmosphere, I think a foundation would be the better call because it lets you zoom around on the top of it. The only way in which maybe you could do a habitat instead of a foundation is if you want to place something directly on top of it, like a second story for recipes like fertilizer, I think it was, that also need algae. I've written it down for me, but I don't have my notes now. So maybe down in... yeah, you can put the fertilizer production on top of algae or something. Or another, I don't know. The other possibility you could go about with the algae and bacteria samples is have on the left and the right side a autocrafter, one that's going more towards the shore, which then crafts fertilizers 1 and 2 and uses the algae for that. And on the other side you got bacteria samples being made, which also uses algae. So depending on what side it grows, it gets harvested from an overlapping circle of autocrafters. You know what? You are empty. You come with me. Let's get a little bit upside so we can see. Autocrafter, there you got your concentric circles. The amount of circles that are here, I'm actually not that happy because it makes it really hard to see if you are hidden one of the crafting spots or not, because the closer you are to your ground level, the harder it is to see the different circles and the lines if they cross the well, the crafting station or the resource station that you want them in. So I think the inner 3 circles can just poof, disappear. Don't really need those. Make the other ones maybe a bit larger. It's, I mean, the greatest problem in this case would once again be color blindness. Since by now in the game pretty much everything is green, and green-red is the most common color blindness, the most common deficiency of the eye, where the eye often cannot discern between red and green, and so all people with color blindness would see with a bit high, brighter and lower. So I don't know, maybe go purple, so it's a mixture of blue and red, so it still would be blue over green, which would be visible. Yes, it would give a small problem over the water, but yeah, maybe a more brighter, less translucent yellow could also be a way. However, yellow would almost certainly get lost in the green again. Actually pretty hard to do. What would you do? How would you do it? The other way that would be possible, I think, would be making whatever you have in your range, you know, get a glow. So if my cursor is close to those machines, I mean, the drills not, because they don't give us anything, but let's say to the water collector, it starts get a little funky glow. That would be nice. Now with that, this all being said, and I'm yammering on way too long, I'm sorry wasting your time, let's build. Alright, back here. For the beginning I will mostly recycle items from the main base, because stuff like the algae grower tier 2, which I still want to replant for decorative issues at the main base, need a lot of stuff, and it would be wise to automate them before I now handcraft everything and then everything's automated and it doesn't give me anything back. So looking at, oh, this is a way I can look. Let me build a few more, just, you know, kind of like to measure things. Right. now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, is it maybe written down in an area of... No. The autocrafter somewhere tells you in a 20-meter radius. Alright. If we place it down here, we reach 3. If we place this one here, we reach, I think, a little... No, I'd say they have now about the same reach. Which should mean if I place it here and the algae generator here. Let's see, where would I... Yeah, if I place it one more inside and surround it with algae generators on the lower end, pretty much everything should grow inside of its reach. Good. Let's have a test. One more foundation. Nicely on the side. Algae grower. 1, 2. Nope. We gotta get a third one, and then we get a water collector. The what? I should maybe keep that one in my inventory just so I can see where it could collect. Yeah, if I have on the left side here, over there, I could place the water collectors, and so they wouldn't block any space for growing algae. This should work. Let's... No. Leave the iron here and get more of the machines. Alright, algae generator. I only have one water pump and I don't think I have enough bio nuggets. However, soon we will produce everything we need for bio nuggets. Now I've placed 4 algae generators, the autocrafter and the water, and now we should... Yes, we got algae in range, we got the storage chest, which doesn't really need to be, and the water collector. So let us... Oh, by the way, what would we need? We would need water, mushrooms, and silicon. So I could just close to the water, build one up here, have on the shore mining for silicates, some mushroom growing in the outdoor farm, or maybe for first... Yeah, I could use the outdoor farm. However, I would need more bees, which would mean new mutagens, so for the first I probably would take some food growers, Mark II, once more from the base, put them in, and start with those. What was I gonna do? Oh yes, I wanna start the first product, which would be bacterial samples. And it works. Do we get more? Yes! Enough algae has grown. Yeah, and now we are out of algae. It just needs to spawn and then it should continue working. Now the next thing after bacteria samples would be the mutagen, which is methane and sulfur. So probably over there I could build another crafter. As long as this one is in its reach, I just have to make sure it also has access towards sulfur, which would also be needed together with algae for making fertilizer. So this here being my little algae patch, I could start off crafting the other stuff over there when the weather clears up. Right, next part of automation. This horrible little thing. It was just stairs are for placement and having a few down if it reaches. Now, number 1, we have a sulfur mine. Number 2, we have eggplants. I only had built the tier 1 growers because, yeah, I never thought I needed more. Oh, it's loud. And then we managed to get in reach of the other crafter over there. Sadly, in the whole time in between, no more algae have grown. One was on the other side. However, over here, nothing is growing. I'm not sure if it only grows when you are too far away. So maybe I have to go away and come back. Or it's still just only repopulates after a reload. I'm not sure. However, now here we can say, please make me fertilizer. It would use the algae, sulfur and the eggplants to create fertilizer tier 1. And over here we could tell him to make mutagen. Once I am brainy enough to bring over a atmospheric device. Knew I missed something, so now it's a nice overview. Where there it is. Plonk it on down. So it is in reach. And now ring, it starts crafting. 1, 2, and 3. So there's enough sulfur. Now the methane's gone. From time to time, yes, it is possible that nothing gets crafted because this one gets filled up with oxygen. Nothing we can do about this one right at the moment. Over here, we still have 0 and 1 bacteria sample. Now, what we can do is, this would be a fully automated system. However, what you can do is spread out your algae growers, place 2 large storage containers, chests, in the middle, and just from time to time take a little swing around, fill up your inventory, chuck it on in, fill up your inventory, chuck it all in. Have on the side a personal storage chest where you can, for this, just throw everything from your inventory into the storage chest, and so all you have is algae and can use the sort all button that's down here if you need it. Now, what would be the next one? We have mutagen and we have fertilizer. So next one would be tier 2 fertilizer, which is needed. Oh, something crafted. It was you. It was you. Oh yeah, probably a new methane got created. Let's use you. Let's look up. What would we need? We would need algae, methane, and a squash. So pretty much all we needed to do was place a third crafter here and maybe put 1 or 2 squash growing plants inside. Easy enough. Alright, let me get the resources. Ooh, butterfly farm tier 2. What do I need for those? Fertilizer, fabric, bionugget, and sealers. Yeah, that's something we can throw down easily. However, on my way of getting all the resources, I had a small look at my energy, so we're getting close. Maybe 3 more autocrafters / auto mines can be put down before I have to take a serious look at my power creation. Let's see. We want you. I took... Oh, now those are tier 2 growers. Fancy. Right. Squash. 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 Sadly, I can't put one in there. So, yeah. But I can cheat a little bit with using this as site storage. Now, what do I need? Where is it? Where is the... There it is. Alright. This time, a little bit of algae should be enough. And over here, I can do tier 2. As long as there's... Well, at the moment there is not enough methane. This one Oh, it needs eggplants on. Until those eggplants are grown, the fertilizer doesn't start. Where are we? 70% grown. Yep. This part of the automation is done, and I am running low on super alloy rods. Of course, I still got my old drills, those ones, which also have super alloy rods. So if I were to take those back, all I need is a little bit more osmium, but twice as much heat. So if I were to go to the Temple of Doom and get all my drills, I could put them up here nicely in a, well, not really in a row, in a cluster. Let's say 6 mines, 5 for super alloys, 1 for the rod, and up in the middle somewhere of those get a automatic crafting machine, making myself a few rods. And when the rods are full, I still get mining bots that have a whole chunk of super alloys in it, and maybe there's an area where we can plunk down an advanced crafting station. And if for some reason you ever needed more than 8 rods, well, you can just handcraft them. Alright, everything had a little bit of time to build up, so the only thing that's now missing is algae. And, well, I'm just gonna plop, supply. And it's pew pew pew, it's taken away. Yep, we got more mutagens, we got tier 2 fertilizers, tier 1 fertilizers. 3? Oh yeah, I had 3 squashes inside, so everything's working other than the algae. My favorite solution would be to change the algae from a world spawner to a inventory spawner, so that the algae end up in an inventory inside of the seed machine. And normally it's just, I mean, the underground algae would still be nice if it would spawn as a cosmetic. However, not as a harvestable. I think that would be the cleanest and easiest way to resolve the issue. It would also mean you only have to make sure that your autocrafter has the algae seed pot in its range. Now, with those things and fertilizers, we could now get a lot of bees. But what's now most importantly, I think, is energy and resources. So I will plunk down 1 or 2 more fusion generators and then start building up the mining rig. Alright, so dismantling a few of my old tier 2 mining stations, I was able to build 6 of those. 3 are on osmium, 3 are on super alloys. You can join the party. Later on I can build crafting stations on top of it and redirect it so that, I don't know, maybe 5 are doing super alloy, 1 is doing aluminum. So we got auto crafting for all the rods and also for pulse crystals, so energy can be expanded ad nauseum. Which means the only real slowdown factor that's not automized is once again the algae. Which I will probably go towards the area of putting those further out, building a few more algae generators now that I can easily produce more and more super nuggets. And just do, let's call it semi-automatic farming. As long as here in the middle I have the containers, I can just chuck it all in, and Bob's your uncle. If Bob's your uncle, maybe it's Steve. Whoever you like. You can choose your own uncle if you like. Now we want it there and plonk. Give me more. What do I need? I think I need more super alloys than I need osmium at the moment. How's it going? Yes, yes. We can walk between. It's growing. It's growing. Mwahahaha. Time to redirect some more. Alright, something has been done. I added a small handcrafting shed. I got my 2 algae storages and dispersed them around the corner. It really works great. Just throw the algae in and everything starts running. Now, I could not place a crafting station up here, so I had to remove one of my super alloy drills and replace it with the crafting station. However, they craft so fast. It 4 super alloy crafters and 1 aluminum are more than enough to automatically craft us all the rods we would ever need. Over here I have the titanium, also for the drills, and the rest here are osmium mines. Oh, no. You also now are osmium. Give me that. And to round it all up, let's see. Why can't... oh, that's why I can't. You go there. Do I have a single piece of iron? As I have. So, a crafting platform. You were in the way. Whoop. Come here. You were in the way. There's 2 more to be placed. I got plenty of energy, so... This is the part of the automation where everything just falls into place and gets faster and faster. Because the time you take to collect all the few resources you still need to collect, they got drilled up, put in your inventory or in a storage chest, and all you have to do is say hello and take it with you. Oh, I need a super rod, however, now we got 5 super rods already. Place down the next crafter, and you will take care of the osmium rods. Really? Nothing storage? Oh, never mind. The home base has plenty of storage left. How's it looking here? We got fertilizers and mutagens. I think it's time to take the mutagens and the fertilizers and grow a whole bunch of bees. So I can head over towards this outdoor farm and can do away with this pokey little shed. This shed of doom. Also, if I have 3 iron, I can show you something. Alright, build a storage unit. Now first, check. Yep, there's only the 2 algae storage in there, so this is a safe storage. Just chuck everything in, and then whee! Time to go algae fishing. And now with a full inventory of, well, not really full, but all the algae that have been grown, just hop up here, throw it in, and listen to the sweet music of crafting. Water gets used up, it's crafted, it gets even more crafted, and then probably stucks a bit because there's not enough food, and then you just go back, take all your inventory, whatever it may be, and be happy. But yeah, maybe what this place actually needs is a trash site to destroy any... Well, it's probably oxygen capsules that get created. And over here, so you got oxygen capsules from time to time. Yeah, it's not really automatic, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. There's a whole bunch of sulfur waiting for us. Something can go. As well as can this ladder. Nothing to see here. Maybe you could build a viewing platform. Who knows? But yeah, 2 of the rods are already automated. With more rods, you can start doing uranium and iridium, which you will need, especially iridium. Maybe another sulfur mine. Or you could just, between those two, create a crafter, put down a iridium mine over here, and have the explosive created over there. Because it's really just now a case of build it and plunk it down where you want it. It's no problem to have everything like you got 5 items around, so you could create one of those templates only for pulsar crystals with the, I think it's osmium, iridium, uranium, zeolite, and something else. What? Oh, it's in the biolab. Tell me, oh great autocrafter, what would we need for methane? Yeah, so easy peasy. 4 drills and yeah, 4 drills, maybe one that's shared with something else. Let's say the iridium and this one, and then you just need the methane. So I think there would be ways to more interlock them that there is no or less overflow. However, it produces so fast and you can't really do much as soon as you reach this level of automation. Alright, here's something that will probably get patched out. I thrown down a few of the bee growing zones, and as soon as they start popping up, the crafting machine can already harvest them before they are 100% grown, which means, yeah, just one planter is enough to get the thing running for ages, which means I can change this one over to, have I brought it? No, I have not. To shrooms and start automating bio nuggets. I've thrown down a second water collector because now we are bottlenecked by the water for the bacteria. And there's a bunch more fertilizers and mutagens, so I can go over and create even more bees for more outdoor farms. However, I think I only need 2 more. One for shrooms to get myself the bio nuggets. And then let's have a look. Eggplants, squash. Yeah, I think it's just bio. Oh yeah, one for bees, beans, together with the larger beehive, just to have a small area where I can automate, you know, a little bit of food, something real good. And now for a final look into the automation area. Behold! The fields of algae, water collection, methane, and in this area, pulse crystals. Those 3 and a methane collector are working. Over here we have the osmium rods, the super alloy rods. I could put a crafter down, maybe behind those 2 for iridium and uranium rods, just in case we ever need them. They are slow to produce, however, due to the recycling and a amazing amount of iridium rods I'm still having in my main base, this is more than enough, and I could just plunk down more and more and more. Now, over here in the fields, there's a slight glitch in the optics. There are now growing mushrooms, however before there were eggplants and now it shows both. However, the eggplants they don't count towards crafting, they are just there visually. Squash and eggplants for the fertilizers, and bio nuggets together with silicates, producing, threw a few into the bin, just if I ever needed to do some great expanding around the algae fields more. Here we got the mutagen, which is using the bacteria made over there from the algae chests and the water production. There we got the fertilizer, who uses, well, it's mostly bottlenecked right now, I think, by water. Yes, it is. So I could use some of the bio nuggets that are now mass produced and increase the algae Over here I stopped production because I needed way more fertilizer tier 1 for the bees and the caterpillars, but right now we can activate it again and it's producing tier 2 fertilizers. So everything is now made ad nauseum. The only thing that needs to be done is from time to time you gotta remove the oxygen capsules from the gas extractors. Now it's getting dark and it's darker now than it ever was. And of course a small divey round collecting everything. If you have anything that needs it to go into the crafting process, like extra eggplants or some squash or even just bottles of water from deconstructing old equipment, throw it into the bin and sooner or later it gets eaten up. And for the final construction I have to go home because I thought it would be way more useful here. Maybe I should wait for daytime, but it's nice and glowy. I built the, what was it, the bean farm outside of my green dome area, plonked down the tier 2 beehives, and inside in the laboratory I placed the autocrafter, making the finest of yum-yums. I think it's mostly waiting on honey, because wait, those produce extra bee larvae. Oh, I didn't know this. So one more thing you may have to take care of and take things out. But yeah, we are right now bottlenecked by honey. However, we could always plonk down tier 1 beehives. Just, you know, you can have as many of those as you like and they only produce honey. They don't produce extra larvae. Might be a way to make sure. And now that the sun has come up, another fine thing I noticed is the recipe for the tier 2 butterfly farm is exactly the same as the tier 1, except for 2 fabrics. So as soon as you got a silkworm generator up and running, it's just a matter of time until you can upgrade all your butterfly farms to tier 2. And as the grand finale, I got the last 2 butterflies, the Emil and the Serena. Ooh. Look at those nice pattern. Ooh, the Serena. We call it the Milky Way. Now they are producing a heck of a lot of insects. However, I'm a horrible inhuman being on this planet, and that's why I have done some upgrading to the Wall of Shame. Oh. Remove the light where we got the Serena. Oh, the glass makes it, sadly, really pale. Oh yeah, maybe go to the Discord and cry about this and make it like the bee glass, more transparent, so we can see the butterflies in all their glory. And you were the email. The email rare butterfly. And you may want to tell me what type of arrangement you like best. We have all on the left butterfly and then the text. Then we got text and butterflies on the side. And it also occurred to me we could do butterflies in the middle and text on the outside. So the shiny butterflies are all together. Now with this, the update is pretty much done. I removed a few of my very old drills. There's still a collector here that probably, well, maybe one can be left behind. I think I need some more spreaders, maybe spread them more out. And what needs a lot of work is the Tower of Power. Or it's actually the Power of Tower. No, it was right. Because I want to change it maybe to down below have 2 4x4s there on the side, and then the living quarter area can stay the same. Maybe do something up above or in the middle so I can plunk down all my energy generators, remove all the old stuff, maybe leave 1 or 2 as decorations, but most of the time I have just added on up wherever I could fit it. So in times of optics, the tower looks absolutely dreadful. However, this is pretty much it until the next update. Can't wait. And Bryce and Emily, thank you very much once again. I don't know if you ever watched this, for this great game. I scream it at you every time there's an update or more information on the Discord server at how amazing this game is. And I can't wait to see the 1.0 version when I can do a new full playthrough. Until then, hope you enjoyed. Hope you liked the scavenging hunt and my stupid brain forgetting that scavenging hunt is the English word for the Schnitzeljagd. Now with automation, pretty much everything is, well, I just need to have a hop over there into the desert, grab whatever I need to build, and then I can build it. And probably in the time it takes to head back there and grab more stuff, it has all replenished. With the sad exception of the algae, but I think that's just a patch that's gonna happen sooner or later, and probably either the range of the autocrafter will be increased, which I think doesn't necessarily need to be, or more probably the algae will end up in the container instead of floating around in the world. So thank you all for watching, hope you had a nice time. Praise the Tower of Power, and bye bye.